questions.
They know you already. That's why they're telling you 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, first of all, guys, amazing movie. Congratulations. It's just terrifying.
Thank you.
I wanted to hear from you, too, what it's like when, well, the first movie, Stephen King had no involvement, but he gave high praise to the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm aware that he gave some notes on the second movie, which means, like, so, like, the guy wrote this huge book, this really hard to adapt book, and then suddenly he's involved in the production. How did that feel?
He wasn't. Well, I didn't. It started with. I really wanted him to at least give us feedback on the story that we were doing. So we shared the script with him, and I told him, like, hey, like, everything. I want to know your thoughts. So he wasn't, like, very intrusive about it. He just gave us, like, a little list of things that he would love to see in the movie from his book. Many of them were already there. One of them was just like it would have been impossible to add, which was the rolling standpipe. The rolling standpipe down the hill at the end of the movie. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it because it was a different kind of ending.
Okay.
No, and also sometimes you have to choose because of budget, and it was
and
just
I wanted
too expensive.
Really, like, end up on a more emotional note than a huge blowout like it happens in the book. In the book, of course, it's emotional, but also it has, like, an incredible, like, display of chaos.
No more spoilers.
Spoilers.
Well, we can always hold the interview to the premiere, so I know whatever is said here won't cause
Yeah, but we still want people to go to the
Yes,
theater
5
with
minutes.
a surprise.
Yes,
Okay,
5 minutes.
go for it.
Yeah. What is it like working with two different casts with the same character? Because there's a whole time jump thing, and you have to have these two different casts of kids and adults playing the same people with the same mannerisms. What were the challenges of working with two different casts?
There weren't many. Like, of course, the challenge is there because you have to make people believe that they are the same character. But if anything, it was like an exciting challenge. It was very stimulating for actors to sort of mimic the performance of the kids, the mannerisms. So I sort of encouraged them to do it, to observe the performances and decide for themselves how much of the mannerisms they wanted to bring to their adult performance. So there was a great, like, work of, like, sort of self-regulating that, and I totally dig what they were doing.
And there was exploration between the kids and the adults about the character, which I think also helped a lot, and they came very prepared to play the kids. So.
Yeah.
What would you guys say is the scariest thing about It Chapter 2?
Well, there's, the fears of that, probably Chapter 1 is about, like, the fears of childhood, and Chapter 2 is about fears of that adults have, and the childhood trauma that basically you carry with you to adult life, and realizing what that is, taking it out of under the carpet and under the rug and, like, looking it into the face. That's probably the scariest thing about it, is that it's talking about trauma. And it's talking about, like, real life scares, real life fears.
Wow.
Yeah.
And most of us have those. Sometimes it's not, Judith or, Egg Boy, but we all carry trauma, and you live a better life if you face it. And if you get rid of it, otherwise it's very difficult.
There's also another level of scare, which is, like, there's a real life situation that this is an analogy for. If you think of a monster that divides people in order to conquer them and dominate them. It's not easy. It's not very difficult to find that in these days. in the current situation.
Around the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Great. Damn it.
Ah,
Okay.
damn it.
I had like one final question. Just it's a real quick one. Just real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, Barbara, this one's for you.
Yes.
There's a ton of horror movies that during production there's always something creepy or scary or kind of supernatural that happens. You as a producer, because I know Andy was busy during during directing everyone. You as a producer, looking at the entire production, did anything creepy or weird or supernatural happen during production?
The budget.
Oh.
It's always the budget. My brother wanting more than we have.
That's pretty natural.
That's
It's not
pretty
supernatural.
natural.
You say Andy's the true monster behind everything? Oh, okay, great.
He's my monster.
Great. Oh, that's all the time we have. Thanks, guys, so much.
Thank
That was
you.
lovely.
Thank you so much.